How come you don't fantasize about your one night stands or any of the women you've had sex with? Like, why did you
do.
fantasize
Yeah.
about girls from high school?
It was only that time there. That's the only time I did that. I did that.
Oh,
I did.
okay.
I think I masturbated to two girls that I used to go to school with. That was all that I did. Well, no,
It said five
there
girls.
five girls. Well, wait. Sharing. Also, Christy.
But you can try to think of the
Yeah,
names. It
maybe
doesn't matter.
it was
The point
five.
is, well, it says
Oh,
five.
it was
And the
five.
point is, normal men do not think about young girls like that.
Yeah, well, I don't now. 'Cause I didn't.
Well, and so
I didn't
you
think of it in that aspect.
so you masturbated the one time to the thought of all five girls at one time.
I don't think I did it any more than that one time. Each. Probably
So
each.
you did it five separate times.
Probably.
Oh, probably.
Probably. What do you want me to answer? Yes. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember. I can't tell you. I can't be honest with you about that because I don't know.
But you're acting like this shouldn't be a big deal to me.
Um, it was a mistake that I made it was a thinking error that I had. It wasn't something that if I would have been thinking a different way that I would have done.
Right. If you were thinking a different way, you wouldn't have done it. But you had a pedophile mind, and you did it.
That's not why I did it.
Well, it is though, because normal adults don't think about people from their high school.
They don't.
No, normal adults don't do that. Normal ones don't.
They don't think about what if I would have wound up with this girl from school.
That's not what it was. You were sexually, you were thinking sexually about them, not wondering what would happen if you dated her in the future.
I know, but I was thinking about her back then because that's the only thing I remembered that she looked like.
Exactly, and what I'm saying, normal people don't think like that, Lauren.
I'm so tired of being evaluated. You know, I want you, Casey, and you're the only one that I want. I'm not attracted to anybody else anymore. I don't even look at anybody else.
But you committed the crimes, and the evaluation is part of the consequence. And you keep being evaluated because you keep fucking up and you don't take treatment seriously. There's a part in there where she asks you to think of something that you learned from class, and she said you couldn't think of anything at all.
Oh, I can think of things. It's just a matter of listing them off. I'm not good at it. You experience it yourself all the time. You ask me a question, and I get to remember something, and I get lost on it. I just can't remember it right off.
Exactly, you can't remember. It means you weren't paying attention. You've been in this class for like 5 times longer than the average person. You should be able to think of something that you learned. She said you couldn't think of a single thing.
It doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention.
If you can't think of something you learned, it absolutely means you were not paying attention.
It doesn't mean that I don't weren't paying attention.
Well, then what did you learn? You'd have to know something you learned. She even said she wasn't asking for anything specific, like to memorize like specific tools you learned. She just wanted you to name something at all that you learned.
I'm waiting. I know you're waiting for me to say something.
It's not funny, Lauren. I don't know why you're laughing. It's not funny to me.
Yeah, fucking right. It's not funny. It's not funny to me either. It sucks for me because my memory goes blank.
And why are you laughing?
Because I can't believe that my mind goes blank constantly. Like it sucks. It's like I can't believe it fucking happens again. So, no, it's not funny.
There's absolutely nothing about this that I find funny.
There's nothing that I find funny about it
it's
either.
very seriously, Lauren. It's alarming.
I mean, fuck it. It's like I'm dealing with this constantly. There's nothing funny about it to me at all.
I think it goes blank because you can't think of an excuse that I'll believe that will get you out of it.
No, Casey. It goes blank just because I'm trying to think of specific things, and I can't pinpoint specific things.
I don't want anything specific. I just want a general thing you learned in class.
A general thing I learned in class. God, see, my mind's goes blank again. What the fuck?
Well, you just said you were thinking of something specific and you couldn't think of anything.
I said I was trying to think of specific things. See, right now, it's like my mind is going 100 miles an hour trying to think
of slow down.
Things.
This isn't a race. This isn't like a timed quiz. Take a deep breath and tell me something you learned from class.
It's upsetting to me because it happens to me all fucking time. I've learned that kids are very vulnerable. I've always known that they're vulnerable and innocent and precious, and you have to be watched out for. But I've learned how much.
How much?
I've learned how precious they are and how much they have to be watched out for.
So okay, well, why do kids need to be looked out for?
Why?
Yeah.
Because
why?
The minds aren't fully developed, and they're vulnerable to things that they don't know about.
And you said you didn't know that before class?
No, I knew it, but I didn't know the depth. I didn't know the depth of how much in danger they could be.
Well, what's the dangers they can be in?
There's some very serious dangers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Some very sick dangers.
So what did you learn about the dangers that a kid could get into?
Well, I've learned that's the reason I got kicked out of the class. There was one specific one that bothered me a lot because he talked about it like it was nothing.
All right. You're not answering the question. I'm saying, what did you learn about the dangers kids can find themselves in? What are they?
They can be manipulated easily.
How so?
Just by talking to a stranger. By thinking that they can trust somebody right off the bat. Just because they're an adult. Just because they're an authority figure. If they're an authority figure, being an adult, kids all look at adults as authority figures.
But these are like common sense things. I'm just confused how you didn't know these before you took the class?
I've known them before.
Well, then give me something you learned. Something you didn't know before taking the class.
I've learned the depth of the problem. I've learned
what are the depths of the problem?
Guys out there with warped minds.
Well, that's common sense. I'm saying, what's something that you did not know prior to being in class?
See, this is why I was looking for specifics before.